Hello and welcome. I'm a hotel AI expert, and I'm really pleased to welcome all of you from Europe Hotel School to this online learning journey. In the world of luxury hospitality, what's that one thing that truly separates a good stay from a totally unforgettable one? Well, it's the art of managing expectations. So today, we're going to dive into the critical skills you need to master this art and learn how to turn potential disappointment into pure, unadulterated delight.
Let's start with a core truth, something that's just non-negotiable. In the luxury space, what a guest imagines and what they actually experience have to line up perfectly. See, any gap, any little bit of guesswork, well, that's a recipe for disappointment. The single most important idea we're going to explore is this: clarity is the absolute bedrock of luxury.
So what's the real challenge here? You see, a luxury guest's expectations aren't some fixed point. They're a moving target. They're shaped by everything, from glossy brochures and Instagram posts to their amazing memories of other world-class hotels. They don't just arrive with reservations. They arrive with aspirations.
And that brings us to our mission. It's never, ever about telling a guest to expect less. Nope. It's about skillfully guiding those high expectations, anchoring them to a reality that we have perfected. And when we get this right, we transform that risk of disappointment into a carefully crafted journey towards absolute delight. So how do we even begin? Well, it all starts with the foundation of our entire approach, and that is radical clarity. Now, radical clarity, this goes way beyond just being clear. It's about using language that is both beautiful and incredibly precise. Right from that very first phone call or email, it's about painting a vivid, honest picture for the guest. This builds a real foundation of trust and creates what we like to call a contract of excellence. And this contract, it has to be specific. I mean, what does your standard city view room actually see? The skyline or the building next door? What does bespoke service really mean? And what are its limits? And are there things, like a rooftop dinner that are environmentally dependent on good weather? Answering these questions right up front removes all the guesswork and lets the guest totally relax, knowing you've got everything under control. Okay, so once we've established that solid foundation of clarity, we can move up to the next level, the art of accurate framing.
Now, there's a huge misconception out there that managing expectations just means promising less. That's the amateur's game. The professional approach, accurate framing, isn't about lowering the bar. It's about defining that bar with absolute precision so you can then spectacularly leap right over it.
We do this using the classic under-promise and over-deliver strategy, but with a luxury twist. You promise the 90% you know without a doubt you can execute flawlessly. You then frame that 90% as a complete and wonderful experience all on its own. And then you deliver that final 10% not as an obligation, but as a surprise gift. That right there is where the magic happens. Think about it this way. Let's say you have a 50-50 shot of giving a guest a complimentary room upgrade. Now, if you promise it, you have a 50% chance of letting them down. But if you frame their booked room as absolutely exceptional and then you deliver that upgrade, well, it's not just a fulfilled promise anymore. It's a moment of personalized generosity. It's a wow. This leads us right to a crucial point about execution. Every single promise you make has to be backed up by what we call operational integrity. So let me ask you this. What do you think is the single most dangerous trap a professional can fall into when they're dealing with a high-value client? The answer is the temptation to overpromise. In the heat of the moment, that desire to just say yes to secure a booking is huge. But saying yes to something your team on the ground can't actually deliver is just setting everyone up for failure. And this is exactly why operational integrity must always trump short-term sales momentum. It's the unbreakable link between the story you tell and the reality you deliver. A promise made in a sales office in London has to be executed perfectly by a housekeeper in Paris. No exceptions. When that link breaks, you get what we call service friction. It's that awful, cringeworthy moment when a guest mentions a promise to the front desk and you can just see from their face that they have no idea what the guest is talking about. It instantly shatters the illusion of seamless luxury and makes your whole operation look disorganized. Okay, now for the really exciting part. Once you've built that solid foundation of clarity and integrity, you can focus on strategically creating those unforgettable wow moments. But let's be really clear here, modern luxury has moved way beyond what we call manufactured grandeur. The generic fruit basket or that standard bottle of champagne. Today's most powerful gestures are what we call micro moments of delight, and they are all born from one simple thing: paying attention.
I mean, just think about the impact of these small details. A housekeeper noticing a guest's book and leaving a beautiful bookmark inside. Or finding your messy phone charger that you left in a tangled mess neatly coiled with a small branded leather tie. Or a chef remembering you casually mentioned loving a particular dish and then preparing it for you, off menu. These things aren't expensive, they're priceless.
Because what do these moments truly communicate? They say, we see you, we hear you, we are personally invested in your happiness. This is what elevates a stay from just satisfactory to truly transformational. It's the difference between simple service and genuine heartfelt care.
So as we start to wrap this up, let's bring all these ideas together under one final powerful theme: protecting your brand. Mastering expectation management is, when you get right down to it, a protective shield. It stops your brand from ever falling into a credibility deficit. That's where your promises are consistently bigger than your reality. It builds a deep sense of security in your guests. They learn that your word is your bond, and in the competitive landscape we're all facing, that kind of trust is the most valuable commodity of all.
I want to leave you with this final thought. When you master the art of radical clarity, of accurate framing, and of operational integrity, you elevate your entire role. You are no longer just a salesperson or a hotelier. You become something more. You become a curator of memories. Memories that are defined by their accuracy, enriched by their thoughtfulness, and solidified by a lifelong sense of trust.